Hey, hey, hey. It's LeJune, Mind, Health, and Wellness with LeJune. Want to welcome an amazing guest, Brownie Pettiford. She is the founder of Bliss Sounds and Vibrational Therapy, LLC, a holistic wellness practice specializing in sound bath, yoga. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you give a background on yourself?
Yes. Hello, beautiful soul. I am so happy to be here today and to share my story with you and your listeners. And yeah, my name is Brownin. I am the owner of Blissful Sounds and Vibrational Therapy, LLC, located in West Georgia. And my story started years before I actually left the government. I suffered from low back pain. I had a herniated disc that was sitting on my S1 nerve or
Hmm?
sciatica, and it was excruciating painful. If your listeners are constantly or are suffering from sciatica, you know what that feels like. I actually did have the back surgery, and my doctor recommended yoga as a way for me to rebuild my strength. And I never would have expected that taking 2 yoga classes a week would change the trajectory of my life. But it was there inside of those yoga classes that I was able to reconnect with my breath, breathe through the tension, and find my center and focus. Although by day I was an IT specialist working for the US Census Bureau, my nervous system was wreaking havoc. But it was through yoga that helped me realize that my purpose was no longer aligned with what I was doing, managing systems, supporting applications, completing deadlines, working in a high stressful environment, right? Burnout is real. Waking up in the morning in the dark, going to work in the dark, coming home in the dark, you know? And I just knew that this ain't it. This is not it. But it was through breath, movement, and sound healing that I was able to become the Fed who found her frequency. And that is how I transitioned from the government into my own holistic business. I am a certified sound and vibrational practitioner. I'm a certified yoga instructor. I'm originally from the DMV, from Prince George's County. I gotta represent, represent. And now I reside here in West Georgia.
Right. So you said a lot that people don't take in account because we work jobs, we work many hours, and we're looking at we need to have money coming in to pay bills, money coming in to take care of our family and our necessities, but we're not looking at the impact of the stress on our nervous system. Sitting in traffic alone is stressful, especially for me. Um, Dealing with, different personalities and supervisors and how that impacts our nervous system. What was it for you that you decided this is the direction I want to go in when it comes to wellness, not just for other people, but for myself?
Yeah, that was because I feel like I'm still transitioning, but it was not a decision that I took lightly. It was definitely through the encouragement of family, friends, and loved ones that gave me the support and the encouragement to take that leap of faith. And if it wasn't for them and their encouragement, I probably still would be sitting at that job, hating every minute of it. Anxiety, yeah, you're right. Dealing with personalities and having to code switch and to mask. You don't realize how much energy that just takes. And you walk away feeling drained each and every day. But it was through yoga, it was through sound healing that I was able to reconnect back to my breath. And for the first time, regulating my nervous system. You know, a lot of people don't even know what that feels like. Everyone is just is high functioning stress. They're just they are existing in stressful environments and they think it's normal. You know, they wake up in the morning, they get dressed, they may or may not eat. They are neglecting their own needs of just putting nourishment into their bodies. And they're right, hurry up and wait. You rush out to sit in traffic, right? And you get to the job. And I don't know about you, but when I was working for the federal government, just seeing the people's faces as they were walking into the building, no one was happy. No one is happy, you know? And they're just like, oh, get on the elevator. And God forbid if you are the chippy, upbeat person, good morning. Morning. They may not even look at you. And it's just like, come on, something has got to give. This is not balance. This is not harmony. This is not what our bodies are built for. Our rest is our birthright. And when I say that, people look at me. No, rest is your birthright. Being able to reconnect and come back and reset your nervous system so that you can be fully prepared to start this world and to go out in this world and to fight another day. And so that's what I do with blissful sounds and vibrational therapy is I help people through movement, breath, meditation, and nervous system regulation and restoration. I help them deal with stress, anxiety, depression, PTSD through sound and vibration.
And as you said that about people going into work, it made me think of that commercial that used to come on with the guys like not another day, not another day, and the parent is
That's real
repeating.
life.
It's real
That's
life.
real life.
It's real life. It's
Yeah.
100% real life because I know you may have heard people saying, "Oh, girl, you quit that good government job, that good federal government job," and it's like, what about my peace? What about my happiness?
It takes courage.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes courage and it takes I had a calling that I was ignoring for years. And finally one day I just woke up and I was just like, okay, you have to. I was in literally a fork in the road. I was in a fork in the road where I had to make a decision, you know, and the golden handcuff analogy is so accurate. That good government check would drop every 2 weeks, no matter what I did. It was there and it gave me that stability, right? It gave me um, safety in order to be able to know that, okay, at least my bills are going to get paid. I may not have no money at the end of the month, but my bills are paid. But inside, I was crying for help. My nervous system was wreaking havoc. And I actually did feel like I was living a double life. By day, I'm an IT specialist working for the Census Bureau, managing applications, technical training, development, you know, actually functioning in a high stressful environment, dealing with personalities, you know, and having to mask that. But by night, I'm a yoga instructor and sound healer. Two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? How are you high functioning and stressed and then helping people restore their own nervous systems when mine was completely out of whack? And I realized I was not living my authentic life. I wasn't in alignment with my purpose. And I struggled for a long time making that decision. And I was just like, when I started making these crazy promises to myself. Oh, when I start making this amount of money with the business, then I can leave. Or just trying to create this exit plan. And every single day I walked into that building, it sucked a little bit more of my soul out. It just it just kept sucking it and sucking it out, and to the point where I didn't even recognize who I was anymore. And for me, that is when I had to make a decision. And you'll figure it out. The first step is taking that step of faith and trusting that God got you, trusting that there's something on the other side of that fear. And it does take courage, and it is scary. It is very scary. But if you know that what you have, or I have a divine calling on my life, and I know that what I'm doing matters to people. I've seen it. I've seen people come, nervous systems racked. They're shaking, they're crying.
Yeah.
And after just one session of sound healing, they physically look lighter. They're able to breathe again. Word of mouth matters. That's how I get a lot of my businesses, through referrals. I know that resets of your nervous system is so critical to your mental health as well as to your physical health, because disease is real in the body and it shows up constipated, you can't sleep, you're anxious, you're always worrying when the other shoe is going to drop. And how is that living? You're surviving.
Hmm.
Your parasympathetic nervous system is always producing cortisol if you never give it an opportunity to breathe, to rest, and to just be. And we forget that, especially in our community, especially being a Black woman. We are always have to be on. We got to get up. We got to do this for our spouses, for our children, for whoever else who may need it. And we're constantly pouring into other cups. And we never take the opportunity to really rest. It's our birthright.
As you said that, I think for especially our community, we're not taught that because we're taught if you're just chilling, relaxing, you're lazy. I know it's
Yes.
something that you can't be doing. You could be cleaning, you could be cooking, you could be doing this, you could be doing that. And we don't know how to rest and relax and put ourselves first and really take that breath. Even if it's 1 minute you take to yourself. And I'm pretty sure you get a lot of clients in that's what it looks like for them. If you could kind of walk us through the process that you go through with those types of individuals.
Yeah, so it depends on what kind of therapy they are requiring. I do offer sound baths. I offer sound healing and vibrational healing and yoga. And a lot of times we hold our breath. We don't even breathe properly. And I'm just going to share a little intimate moment about myself. For example, if somebody called my whole government name, I immediately stop and hold my breath, because in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Am I in trouble? Right? And that is my fight or flight response. I'm not properly breathing. But I've now realized that when you can properly breathe, you're releasing tension in the body naturally. For example, with a sound bath, when individuals come to me for a sound bath, my sound baths last for about 90 minutes. And 90 minutes is kind of long, but I incorporate so many things in that 90 minutes. We start with aromatherapy to quiet the mind, to get you into that relaxation mode. We start with pranayama, which is breath work. So I show you different breathing techniques that you could utilize once you walk through my doors back into the real world, on how to um, breathe through stress, how to calm the body, and how to calm the mind. And then I take you on a guided meditation. And the guided meditation is there to get you out of your busy, active brain and shift you more into a meditative, therapeutic state so that you can really benefit from the sound healing that you're going to receive. And if you don't mind, I like to share a little bit about my bowls and just talk a little bit about them and how they can help someone shift out of that fight or flight response, or just that busy mind where people say, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to turn my brain off. Well, what you may need is a sound bath, because a sound bath is going to do that without you having to do anything. So I'm just going to take my phone and bring it down just a little. Okay, great. So you can see my bowls. You can see some
Yes.
of my bowls.
Yes.
So I have 7 of these bowls. You can't see them all. There's some more over that way. And let's see here. So these are crystal singing bowls.
Mm.
That's what you hear. You hear the bowls singing. And so, as the bowls are singing, it creates this process without you even having to do anything, called entrainment. And what happens is your brain automatically synchronizes to the frequencies of the bowls. And what happens is you start to get out of that busy mind. You start to calm down. You start to take bigger, deeper breaths in the body, releasing the tension, and you can really enjoy the sound bath. And then when I bring in the gong, this creates resonance in the body. Our bodies are made up of 75% water. And when I bring in the gongs, this recalibrates your entire nervous system. So without you even having to do anything, just by being in the room, you benefit from the vibrations and the frequencies of these instruments. And then lastly, what I like to do is I like to incorporate chimes. At the end of my sound baths, because that grounds you back to yourself. It brings you back into your body. And it also signifies for me, if you come to one of my sound baths, that the sound bath is over. And so I play these instruments in concert. And a sound bath, the word bath is very misleading, because people think that a sound bath has to do with water. It has absolutely nothing to do with water. We call it a sound bath because you are being bathed in sound. You're getting the vibrations from the floor, off the walls, and it just creates this funnel effect where you are really benefiting from all of the vibrations and sound frequencies.
So I know you do different kind. Can you walk us through? Because I know you have the aerial and different things. Can you walk us through what the different ones are and what can someone get from the different ones?
Yeah, so I'll talk about three of the most popular ones. So the first is just a grounding sound bath where you are laying on the ground and you are being supported and held by the earth. And it's something magical when you finally can just lay and be connected to the earth. It's that stability. It's that support that we need. They are really good because you're laying down on your back or on your side. I use some of my restorative yoga um, equipment to help if you have low back pain or if you can't lay on your back fully. We give you bolsters and pillows and blankets to really help support your body so that your body can fully relax and feel the benefits of the sound bath. I also use copper bowls on the body. I place them on the body and around the body, and I strike the bowls, and the vibrations from the bowls goes down into your nervous system for like a it's like a soul cleanse. Bzz. It just feels like bzz. And it just really resets and recalibrates your nervous system so that you can find that calmness and reset that you need. The second most popular one is my aerial floating sound baths. And those are where you are suspended from the ceiling and you're not like high up. You're low, like you can put your feet down, but you are swinging in a hammock. And that's really great because just to feel the sway gives you that support like you're in a mother's womb. You feel safe, you feel supported, and we have lighting of it's a production. We have lighting effects and you can just stare up and look at the different constellations that we have, and it's a really great way to calm the mind, to come back to yourself. If you are, have something really heavy on your mind and you haven't found the time to really process that, this is where you can come to do that. You get in the hammock, I give you an eye mask, and you just float away for 90 minutes as the instruments are played around and on the body. And then my last favorite one that I do is a floating sound bath in the water. And so you are laying on an air mattress. You're actually in the water. I bring my bowls and I put them in the water. And I do demonstrations to explain what the vibrate, so you can actually see the vibrations in the water and how the ripples really benefit the body. Um, we always make sure that we have safety first. So there's always a lifeguard there to support if you cannot swim or if you're afraid of water. We also offer outside of the water on the side. You could be in a chase lounge or in a cot, but you still get the benefits of the floating sound bath as well. So all of these different versions of sound baths help restore the nervous system, bring calmness back to the mind and body. And I am available for sound baths, aerial group sessions, one on ones, corporate, private group sessions, workshops. You can find or you can book me on my website at www.blissfulsoundsandvibes.com. And you can also find me on social media, and I'll give you that information at the end of this session.
So let's talk about your yoga certification and how that came about.
So my yoga certification, so I've always been a spa girly, right? I've always loved massages and body scrubs and, stretch therapy, like those Reiki, all that's all in my wheelhouse. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And last year, I took the leap of faith and I went to Bali for 30 days to train day and night. I learned about holistic modalities, ancient techniques dealing with ancient techniques, blah, 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 dealing with holistic modalities. And I came home with being certified with 11 different styles of yoga, pranayama, meditation, and chakra alignment. And my time there, I realized that I'm a global citizen. I've traveled all around the world. And one of the things that I learned and experienced is how other cultures and communities really slow down and they take their healing, community, rest very serious there. And coming back home, it changed my life. And I was so excited to share everything that I learned. And so I started doing small yoga groups at home. That turned into getting booked for private sessions, building out workshops. I specialize in yoga for all body types, specifically people dealing with low back pain and sciatica relief, because obviously, me, I suffer from that as well. But all of these things made me realize that our community needed something like this, right? We needed a place to feel safe, to be able to relax. I know a lot of people who can't relax if they don't feel safe, you know? So I provide that. My spaces are always intentionally small so that we can create that sacred space. I hold space for individuals. We go through breath work, pranayama. I'm also a sister circle facilitator. So I work with women to talk about issues that they may have and to let them know that this is a space for them to come to just be. Nobody wants anything from you. Nobody needs anything from you. And no one is going to call you mommy while you're here. So just come, and through breath work, movement, rest, I created Blissful Sounds and Vibrational Therapy to be that safe space for my community to come, to be able to learn about yoga, to be able to learn about breath work, to be able to learn and get the healing they need so that we don't show up broken. We don't show up anxious or always worried that something bad is going to happen.
And I think that's essential because we are in a space where we don't feel safe, but we force ourselves to show up.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is extremely beneficial for our community and especially for women taking 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes for themselves is necessary because
It's
you just
needed.
don't know how much that can change your life. That time can change your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I recommend a sound depending on what you got going on in your life. If you deal with high stress daily, then a weekly sound bath is what you need to reset, recalibrate your nervous system. To give I give you the tools that you need so that you can go out and fight that world, right? It also, sound baths are very beneficial if you have a court case coming up, right? And you're anxious and nervous about that. Come get a sound healing session. Um, about to get married and your family tripping, come get a sound healing session. Unfortunately, we had someone pass in our family. You need a funeral. There's a funeral. Book a sound bath for the whole family. I'm sure everybody in there needs it, right? Yeah, so I help people deal with very stressful events in their lives. Um, Typically, a sound bath can last, depending on how you treat your body, or if you just get up and go right back into a stressful environment. But the effects of a sound bath can last 2 to 5 days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you, how long does it last? And I know you mentioned weekly. Is it once a week or twice a week or three times a week that somebody needs to come in? Or is
Yes,
it
yes, yes.
very stressful? You like all the above, but
Yes, if you
is
are an
it
attorney,
on
you
their
should be coming. You should be like what she said her website was. Yes, if you are a government employee that is going through it with your job, you should be reaching out to me. I know the stress. I know the anxiousness. I know the anxiety. I know. If you are a first responder, any person that deals with high stress should be reaching out to me for a sound bath or a sound healing session.
and I think just in general for anybody, especially moms, you dealing with, I don't want to call y'all kids bad, but you dealing with some very challenging kids who don't want to listen, and your spouse or whatever, and you just need that time for yourself. Go see her.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I do offer private family sound baths specifically for children, and they look a little different because little ones can't lay down, they can't lay down that long. But we do incorporate yoga with like animal movement. So we are a tree. And incorporate all of these different yoga poses just to get all the jitters out before we lay down for the sound bath. And so they are very beneficial. I let them engage with the instruments. They love that. And it's a way to get them to refocus all of that energy. And then we do a little bit of a guided meditation, and then we go into our sound baths. And they absolutely children love it once they feel comfortable. Again, even children need to feel comfortable and safe before they will start to participate, you know? One thing that I also would like to mention is I offer my signature Copper and Crystals Wellness Retreat. It is a 3-day immersive wellness retreat every October in McDonough, Georgia at JKJ Farm. And this is a family oriented experience. We are on the farm for 3 days. During this 3 days, we have workshops on holistic topics. We have a wellness center where we offer Reiki, sound healing, massage therapy, stretch therapy, chiropractic. We also have live music, live entertainment. We got food trucks and vendors. It's a vibe. It's a way for families, single people, mom, whoever. If you are part of the community and you just want to reset and reconnect with nature, check out Copper and Crystals. It's a vibe. And it is camping. And so some people may shy away because of the camping or that we don't have Wi-Fi. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. You're on a farm. This is a moment for you to disconnect and
Yeah.
to recharge. But it's so interesting because last year people came, was like, what, you ain't got no Wi-Fi? And I was like, no, sorry, we don't have any Wi-Fi. But by the end of the retreat, they were so grateful, and they didn't even know they needed it, just to disconnect and be with nature, to wake up and hear the birds chirping, to walk barefoot on a farm, to feel safe on property. It was an amazing experience. This year we're going to have a talent show for the kids. It's going to be so stinking cute. But yeah, so I have cultivated Copper and Crystals because it's everything that I love, everything that I believe in, and everything that our community needs. Sound, vibration, healing, movement, community. It's a vibe. You should definitely come. You should come.
In October, we'll see what I'm doing in October, and I'll come. Yes, yes,
Yes.
because I need that checkout moment. So, what? advice, recommendation, or suggestion would you give another woman where the place that you're in now?
Go to Bali. No.
Hey, I've been there. I agree 100 and 100 Go to Bali.
But
Save
if you
it.
cannot make it to Bali,
Save your money.
then save your money. Yes. But if you cannot make it to Bali, I encourage you to create or cultivate your own way to find your own holistic or wellness routine. And that can look like every Tuesday night you go to yoga, once a month you try to get a massage, once a month you come to a sound bath or an aerial floating sound bath, or just take a breathwork class. These are ways that will help maintain your nervous system so that you're not building the plane and flying it and crashing it all at the same time. Take that moment for yourself. It is so important. Fill into your own cup first before you start filling into other people's cups.
And a question I wanted to ask you, when you have clients come in, how immediate do you see the difference in their breathing?
Within 15 minutes.
Mm.
Within 15 minutes, you definitely see there's a shift. And intuitively, every sound bath is completely different. You're never going to come to one of my sound baths and have the same experience. And that's because I intentionally set the pace for what I want out of that. Is this one about grounding, forgiving, releasing? What is the intention of the sound bath? But through breath work, which I always incorporate breath work in all of my sound baths because it's so important. It's the first thing you do when you're born, it's the last thing you do before you die. To take that breath. And breath work is so important to your bodies.
I agree because definitely, working with clients and personal training and health coaching, a lot of people don't know how to breathe. Either they're breathing from their chest
Mhm.
or they're not breathing at all. And when it comes to, or they don't know, or they're breathing out of their mouth, they don't know how the correct way how to breathe, because when you breathe in from your mouth, you're letting so much air into your stomach, which expands your stomach. But just, that process I think is important, because I think a lot of us, especially women, we have gotten away from the breath work of breathing. Either our shoulders are up here, we're not breathing, like you mentioned. We're holding our breaths because we're dealing with so much heaviness on our shoulders, where we don't realize that that's a health risk.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So definitely tell people where they can find you again, and we're gonna close out with you doing what you do.
Wonderful. Well, okay. You can find me at www.blissfulsoundsandvibes, and it sounds just like it's spelled BLISSFULSOUNDVIBES, blissfulsoundsandvibes.com. My booking information is also on my website. You can follow me on Facebook at Blissful Sounds and Vibrational Therapy. You can find me on Instagram at Ms. Brownin P, MZ, BROWNINP. And you can find me on TikTok at Brown 73, BRWNS 73. So before we close out, I just want to thank you again for allowing me this opportunity to share my story and how important sound and vibrational therapy is to restoring and restore oh God, I can't even say it. Restoring your nervous system. And I like to close with a practice that we do in meditation and yoga, and that's with the chant Om. And so Om is so important because it signifies that the session is over, that the time and space that we had is coming to an end. And I want everyone to take a deep breath with me. And when you exhale, exhale Om. Okay, here we go. Om. And we're just going to end it with the gong. Namaste.
Thank you so much for offering education because I think this is something that women in general need. We carry so much and it is so heavy. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are in the Georgia area, do not hesitate to stop by and get some healing, get some breathing, get some release, nervous release. Because definitely when I come to Georgia next year, girl, I'm gonna be there every day because my nervous system is jacked up. I'm gonna be there.
I got you. I got you.
So I definitely appreciate you. Thank
I
you guys.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you guys for joining Mind, Health, and Wellness with LaJune. You can find me on YouTube as we're on. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or my website, LaJuneSingleton.com. Until next time, Mind, Health, and Wellness with LaJune. You guys be blessed and have a great rest of the week.